Welcome to the Fundraising Leadership Mini Podcast, where we share tips to empower leaders in the nonprofit world. I'm Janice Penning, and I'm here with my partner, Michelle, and we're excited to kick off our new mini episodes, aren't we, Michelle?
Yeah, we thought this would be fun to give you some tips based on some of the really key things that we work with leaders around in lots of groups and in our individual coaching as well. Give you some tips, and today's tip is going to be about identifying your core values. And values are so important in life because they really help guide us to where we want to point our energy and our time and what we want to create in the world.
Yeah, I must say that it's probably my favorite thing to do as a coach is
Yeah.
to help clients articulate their values because we all have our values. I always say that to people. It's not like you don't have them,
Hmm.
but we don't always take time to actually write them down, think about them, and also, most importantly, think about whether our actions and choices in life are aligning with them. And you probably find them the same, Michelle, but I find like sometimes I always do it right at the beginning with clients and be 6 months, a year later, and they're still like, that was like so impactful. you know?
Yeah, values really get to the heart of, what when things are not working in our life, it's usually because there's a value that's being stepped on or a value that we're um, not living or not pointing ourselves toward. And so values can really sort of be the anchor to what guides us in the right decision.
Yeah.
So many times.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I often think of it like a little bit like a lighthouse. And
Yeah.
yeah. And so one of the things that I know you do as well, which I think is really fun, is we don't give clients like lists of values to pick from because it is
No.
very organic. It's very
Hmm.
personal. Like the more sort of out there the words can be, the better
Yeah.
to me, because it really means like somebody's found a word that really means something to them. Like it's fine, like integrity or authenticity.
Yeah.
Those are great values, but having a value like sort of purple cow, for example, which
Right.
really like might mean to somebody like standing out in the field, not being the same as everyone else is a much
Right.
more meaningful and fun sort of
Yeah,
value.
or like sandbox, like, I love to play, like,
Mm,
play is really important to feel like I'm playing, yeah.
yeah.
So, words are important, and they're very personal in how each person self-identifies what that word may mean for them.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
going to just today, because these are many episodes, they're going to be short. We just want to highlight a couple of ways that you can think about values. And then we're going to link in the show notes to a worksheet so that you can actually do this yourself. So what's the starting point that you take, Michelle, with your clients?
Well, I like to have my clients close their eyes and think about a time when life was really good, when it just felt like everything was in flow, and give them some time to think about what that moment in time is. And it doesn't have to be like, it could be a 30-second snippet
Mm,
that you remember. So, an example from my own life when I was taken through this exercise for one of the very first times was um, I had just come in the door. I was dating my future husband at the time, and I had come in the door to his apartment, and his roommate was sitting on the couch, and my husband was there. My future husband was there too.
mhm.
And I had just been out taking photographs in the city, and I was just on fire. I was really excited about what I was doing and what I had seen and experienced, and I was sharing my story. And I thought, what does that have to do with values? And as my coach helped me mine for values in that moment, I realized I like adventure. I
Mm,
like exploration. I like community of sharing. I like friendship. There was something about coming home in that moment, like home was important. It felt like I was coming home to close friends. So there was a way that really identified key values that still are important to me today.
mm. Wow. Isn't that I love that story. Thank you for sharing that because it is like it was a very short story for you to tell, but it was a very impactful moment for you. And so there
Yeah.
was a ton that your coach could help you unpack. And I do think that like we said, like when you download this worksheet, some people love to journal and really think about it and do it themselves. But if you are a person who finds it easier to do this by talking, ask someone in your family, ask a colleague, to do it for you, because I find it much easier to kind of articulate them when other people mirror back to me what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And I'm going to share another way to think about it, which we talk about the tip sheet, is to actually think about like what led you to your career, right? And then like kind of see like what values emerge. So, many of the people that I work with, and probably it's the same for you, Michelle, because we work with nonprofit leaders, have community, or relationships or some word like that as a core value.
And
Obviously that
shared
makes sense.
values, because that's what brought them to, that work, that
Exactly.
organization. Might be
Yeah.
helping. It may be,
Yes.
something
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah. So I like doing that, right? Kind of also, this is, it's the beginning of the year. It's a nice time. It's been the last couple of years for many nonprofits, and many leaders have been challenging. So it is a nice moment to kind of go back and say, like, what led me to choose this career, but also what has kept me in it, and to just kind of reground yourself in what is important to you about philanthropy and making an impact in the world. So.
Yeah. Your dog Kiki loves that idea, Janice. Yeah.
Yes, I got an enthusiastic response to that.
Yeah. So, it is, as you said, like a great way to start the year, great way to sort of refresh yourself in the direction that you're taking, is spend some time reflecting on what's most important to you and where you may not be fully living those values in this moment. There might be a little bit of a redirection that you need to take, or it might help you focus on something. We are, as we record this podcast, we're actually heading into the holidays. And I am always aware during this time of year that a value of mine is family. And there is always work to do. And yet it is very important for my own work-life balance. And a lot of my clients are working around this too, to, disconnect from the computer, walk away at a certain time of day and enjoy your family.
Yes.
Just be with them.
Yeah. And for me, one of my core values is space, which shows up in many ways. It's actually an interesting value that at first I didn't articulate it because it's almost so obvious in my life that I didn't see it. And actually my coach, Sally, we would often revisit values, and it came out on, the third, fourth go round. And to me, it means like literal space. I like to be very minimal and have a lot of empty space in my home, but it also means space in my life, in my calendar, And so when you said that, it reminded me that I also love to disconnect over the holidays, but I come at it from a different value. It really makes me feel like delightful to wake up in the morning and, well, I have to go to the dog park now. That's a given. But other than that, to have like just a blank day in my calendar is very delightful.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're reminding me of too, Janice, is a fun game you can play with your colleagues or your friends is, what values do you think I hold near and dear? It may be interesting for you to sort of hear what they offer to you as what they, what values they see in you. And it may also be a way of sort of beginning to create this conversation and identify your own values.
Yeah. So this is the first of our new mini episodes. We hope you enjoy this little quick tidbit, leadership tips that there'll be more coming from David and Margaret as well. And these are going to come out in your podcast feed in between our regular guest episodes. So this is an exciting new thing we're launching for 2022.
Yeah. And we've got a tip sheet around this as well, which we will share in the show notes, called Identifying Your Core Values Worksheet. And it walks you through a process that will help you identify your core values. So download the tip sheet.
Download the tip sheet. This podcast is brought to you by Fundraising Leadership. We provide unique coaching and training programs that powerfully transform how you work in order to get results. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're enjoying the show, you can help us continue to bring thoughtful content with a monthly or annual contribution. This supports our production costs and keeps the show ad-free. Make a contribution today using the link in the show notes. Now, go put it into practice.